Welcome to your personalized deep dive. You shared an excerpt from Grave Mercy with us,
Oh, this is going to be fun.
and now we're going deep
It's
into a world
Yeah.
of secrets, deadly skills,
Uh,
and some seriously complicated relationships.
Really, really complicated.
That's wild.
It is. It's fascinating how this story blends like history and fantasy
Yeah.
to explore this hidden world right within medieval politics.
Yeah?
We're looking at the Duchy of Brittany during the French invasion,
Okay.
like a time of intense upheaval and
Oh, yeah.
shifting alliances.
So our source material focuses on Sibella and Genevieve,
Right.
two young women trained as assassins
Mm-hmm.
in a hidden convent dedicated to
Right. Great.
the death god Mortain.
Mortain, that's right. And this dedication to Mortain,
Wow.
a figure often seen as like dark and ominous,
Right.
already challenges our preconceived notions of good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
These women operate in a world where morality is blurred,
Yeah.
and they're forced to make like these difficult choices with potentially deadly consequences.
Okay, so the story starts with Sibella arriving at the French court
Okay.
after 5 years of what she sees as abandonment
Yeah.
by the convent.
Right.
She's angry, she's hurt, and she does not hold back
Nope.
when Genevieve finally contacts her.
That's right. Sibella's anger is palpable in this scene.
It's intense.
It is. It raises questions about the convent's role in her life.
Yeah.
Like, were they truly negligent, or were there circumstances beyond their control?
Good question.
Remember, Brittany was facing a French invasion,
Right.
and the convent itself may have been in danger.
Okay, so Genevieve tries to explain
Yeah,
the convent's silence,
right.
citing the political turmoil and the invasion,
Yeah.
but Sibella's not buying it.
No.
She feels betrayed, and then she drops a bombshell.
Boy.
She was forced to expose the convent's existence
To the king.
to the French king to protect herself.
This is where the story takes like a dramatic turn.
Yeah.
Sibella's actions have far-reaching consequences.
Oh, yeah.
Not only for herself, right,
But for the entire convent.
or everyone.
She's essentially brought the king's attention to a secret society of assassins,
Wow.
a group that could be seen as a threat to his power.
Definitely a threat to his power.
Big time.
I'm sensing some serious tension building here.
Oh, yeah.
On one hand, you have Sibella,
Right.
a young woman forced into a dangerous situation,
Yes.
acting out of self-preservation.
Right.
And on the other, you have Genevieve,
Yeah.
loyal to the convent,
Mm.
now questioning Sibella's allegiance.
It highlights like the complex dynamics of loyalty and betrayal
Definitely.
that run throughout this story.
Yeah.
Genevieve is torn between her duty to the convent and her growing concern for Sibella's safety.
Okay.
Sibella, on the other hand, has learned to trust no one,
Yeah.
relying only on her own instincts and skills to survive.
Wow. But then, in a twist I wasn't expecting,
Twist.
the queen steps in.
What?
She secretly knows about Sibella's skills
Wow.
and offers her protection and guidance. This is where Lafevers subverts our expectations of a medieval queen.
Totally.
Instead of being a passive figurehead.
Right.
This queen operates within a hidden network of power,
Yeah.
recognizing Sibella's potential and perhaps even understanding the necessity of her deadly skills.
Wow.
It makes you think about the unseen forces at play within the French court.
Yeah, so much is happening behind the scenes.
So much.
Now, with danger closing in from those who would exploit her,
Right.
Sibella starts planning a daring escape from the French court.
And she's not alone.
Who's helping her?
Despite their initial distrust,
Okay.
Genevieve aids Sibella in this escape.
Really?
They use a clever deception involving the queen to throw their pursuers off track.
Get smart.
It's a moment of collaboration that hints at a deeper connection forming between them.
It seems like working together in this high-pressure situation
Yeah.
might force them to confront their feelings about each other and their shared past.
Totally.
I'm really interested to see how their relationship evolves.
It's also interesting to note that during this escape, Genevieve witnesses Sibella's deadly skills firsthand
Oh, wow.
as they dispose of a body.
Oh, jeez.
This experience isn't just about action.
Right.
It's about exposing Genevieve to the brutal reality of Sibella's gifts from Mortain.
I'm wondering if this shared experience will bring them closer together or push them further apart.
Yeah.
Do you think seeing Sibella's lethal side
Yeah.
will make Genevieve question her own beliefs and training?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Remember, Genevieve has been wrestling with the morality of her actions from the beginning.
Right.
This glimpse into Sibella's world,
Yeah.
a world where death is a constant companion,
Right?
could either solidify her commitment to the convent's mission or force her to reevaluate everything she thought she knew.
Okay, so while Sibella's in the run,
Right.
Genevieve is left to navigate
The treacherous.
the treacherous French court.
Yeah.
She's trying to protect Sibella from afar,
Mhm.
while also digging for information about the convent's fate.
This dual mission puts Genevieve in a precarious position.
Yeah,
She's caught between her loyalty to the convent,
right.
her concern for Sibella,
Yeah.
and the dangerous political games being played at court.
Oh, man.
She's essentially walking a tightrope, and one wrong step
Oh, wow.
could have devastating consequences.
It sounds like both Sibella and Genevieve are trapped, just in different ways.
in different ways.
Sibelius is physically confined, always looking over her shoulder, while Genevieve is entangled in a web of courtly intrigue,
Right.
constantly having to watch what she says and does.
And it's in this shared sense of entrapment
Oh,
that their bond begins to solidify, despite their different paths and conflicting loyalties.
Yeah.
They're both fighting for survival,
Yeah.
seeking a way to break free from the forces that seek to control them.
So we have these two strong female characters,
Right.
both skilled assassins,
Yeah.
but with very different personalities and approaches to their gifts from Mortain. I'm really curious to see how Lafevers uses their relationship to explore themes of female agency and sisterhood
Yep.
in a world dominated by men.
Absolutely. And remember, we're only in the early stages of this story.
Oh, no.
As Sibella and Genevieve's paths continue to intertwine,
Right.
their bond will be tested, their loyalties challenged,
Oh.
and their understanding of themselves and each other will be transformed by the events that unfold.
This deep dive is already so intriguing, and we've barely scratched the surface.
We've barely scratched the surface.
What else is in store for Sibella and Genevieve?
I don't know, but I can't wait to find out.
We'll find out in the next part of this episode.
So we left off with Sibella and Genevieve kind of on the run, and
Yeah.
Genevieve is caught in a really impossible situation.
Okay.
The regent,
The regent?
cunning and ruthless,
Oh, yeah.
demands Genevieve betray the king
What?
or Sibella.
Wow. It's a classic dilemma, isn't it?
It is.
Loyalty to one's mission versus protecting those you care about.
Right.
I can't imagine the pressure Genevieve must be feeling.
It's intense, and it speaks to the themes of manipulation and power dynamics that Lafevers weaves throughout the narrative.
Right.
Genevieve is like a pawn
Yeah.
in a much larger game
Yeah.
orchestrated by the regent,
Right.
who seeks to consolidate her own power at any cost.
So what does Genevieve do?
Right?
Does she side with the king who's holding her captive,
Mm-hmm.
or with Sibella, her newfound sister-in-arms?
Genevieve, always quick on her feet,
Oh, yeah?
takes a daring gamble
Okay.
in a stunning act of self-sacrifice.
Wow.
She confesses to Fremen's murder,
What?
shielding Sibella and defying the regent's manipulation.
That's a bold move. It seems incredibly risky.
It is.
She's putting her own life on the line.
On the line.
What's her strategy here?
It's a calculated risk, certainly.
Okay.
Remember, Genevieve is a skilled manipulator herself.
Oh, yeah, she is.
By confessing, she appeals to the king's sense of chivalry and honor, knowing he wouldn't execute a woman who acted to protect someone else.
That's a fascinating insight into Genevieve's character.
Yeah,
She understands the rules of the court and uses them to her advantage.
she does.
But how does the king react?
The king is furious, of course.
Oh, yeah.
He feels betrayed by Genevieve,
Right.
someone he had come to trust.
Right.
But as Genevieve's predicted,
Okay.
he cannot bring himself to execute her.
So he doesn't kill her?
No.
But,
Instead, he punishes her with a silver necklace and chain,
oh, wow.
a symbol of his dominance and control.
It seems like a physical manifestation of the invisible chains that bind so many characters in this story.
Totally.
Sibella seeks to escape the confines of the court.
Right.
And here we have Genevieve literally bound to the king's will.
Precisely, it highlights the pervasive nature of power and control in this society.
Yeah.
Especially for women.
Right.
Even as Genevieve navigates the court with cunning, she's constantly reminded of her subordinate position.
This development adds another layer of complexity to Genevieve's situation.
Yeah.
She's bound to the king,
Mm-hmm.
seeking to protect Sibella,
Right.
and still trying to uncover the truth about the convent's fate.
Right.
How does she juggle all of these competing priorities?
And as if her plate wasn't full enough,
Oh, no.
a figure from Genevieve's past resurfaces.
Okay, who is it?
Murad,
Murad.
a skilled swordsman with ties to the convent.
Okay.
He brings news of the regent's plot to exploit Sibella and her sisters for political gain.
Wait, Sibella has sisters.
Yeah.
That adds a whole new dimension to the story.
It does.
Oh.
Yes. Sibella has 2 younger sisters,
Okay.
also under the protection of the convent.
So they were all together.
They were abducted by Fremen's men,
Oh, wow.
and the regent sees them as leverage against the convent,
Yeah.
a way to control this group of deadly women.
It seems Lafevers is constantly raising the stakes.
Always.
Introducing new threats and complexities to keep us on the edge of our seats.
On the edge of our seat.
What's the significance of Murad's return?
Yeah.
What does his relationship with Genevieve tell us about her past?
We learn that Murad and Genevieve were once lovers.
Oh, wow.
Their paths intertwined with the convent's secretive world.
Okay.
Their reunion isn't just a romantic entanglement.
Okay.
It's a connection to Genevieve's past.
Right.
A past she might be trying to escape.
The reunion must be incredibly complicated.
It is.
Genevieve is already walking a tightrope,
Yeah.
and now she has to deal with unresolved feelings and the danger that comes with Murad's presence at court.
Absolutely. And their connection adds another layer to the themes of loyalty and betrayal that permeate the story.
Yeah.
Can Genevieve trust Murad?
Right.
Is he truly an ally, or does he pose a threat to her mission and her heart?
It seems like every new character,
Yeah.
every new revelation adds fuel to the fire of this already intense narrative.
It's a lot.
What happens next?
Right.
How do Sibella and Genevieve respond to this escalating threat?
Sibella, sensing the danger to her sisters. Okay.
Plans another escape,
From where?
this time from the palace itself.
Oh, wow.
Meanwhile, Genevieve's, bound by the king's chain,
Right.
must work from within,
Okay.
relying on her wit and guile to protect Sibella and expose the regent's treachery.
So they're fighting on separate fronts again,
Each
each facing their own unique challenges.
right.
But their goals remain aligned,
Aligned.
to protect those they care about
Yeah.
and expose the truth.
It's a race against time.
Oh, yeah.
With incredibly high stakes.
And while all of this is happening,
Mm-hmm.
Genevieve is wrestling with her feelings for Murad.
Oh, yeah.
She's drawn to him,
Yeah.
but fears jeopardizing her mission.
Mm-hmm.
Her loyalty torn between her heart and her duty.
This internal conflict adds a powerful emotional dimension to Genevieve's journey.
Right.
It's not just about survival.
Right.
It's about reconciling her past with her present,
Yeah.
her desires with her responsibilities.
Do we see a similar internal conflict playing out in Sibella's story? Absolutely. Sibella is haunted by her past,
Okay.
by the events that led her to the convent and the years of isolation and uncertainty she endured.
Right.
Her escape isn't just about physical freedom.
Okay.
It's about breaking free from the psychological chains that bind her.
So both Sibella and Genevieve are seeking liberation,
Yes.
not just from external forces, but from the internal struggles
Yes.
that shape their actions and choices.
Exactly.
It's a theme that resonates deeply with me, and I'm sure our listener feels the same.
As Sibella plots her escape
Uh-huh.
and Genevieve maneuvers through the treacherous court,
Yeah.
another key player enters the scene.
Who is it?
Beast. Beast. He's a mysterious figure,
Okay.
falsely imprisoned and possessing a raw power that both fascinates and terrifies the court.
Wow. Beast's introduction adds an element of the supernatural to the story.
It does.
What can you tell us about him and his connection to Sibella and Genevieve?
Beast is more than just a physical force. He's a symbol of the untamed aspects of human nature,
Okay.
the primal instincts that society often seeks to suppress.
Okay.
He's been unjustly imprisoned,
Right.
his strength seen as a threat rather than a gift.
Genevieve, through a chance encounter,
Yeah.
learns of his plight and senses an untapped potential in him.
Yeah.
She sees him as a potential ally,
Right.
someone who could help her fight against the corrupt forces that threaten her and Sibella.
Right.
It seems like Genevieve is drawn to those who exist outside the norms of society.
Yeah.
Those who have been marginalized or misunderstood.
Yeah.
First Sibella the assassin,
Yeah.
and now Beast the captive with supernatural abilities.
Right.
Is there a connection here?
I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
Genevieve is an outsider herself,
Okay.
a woman operating in a world dominated by men,
Right.
forced to use her skills in ways that often conflict with her conscience.
Yeah.
Perhaps she sees a reflection of herself in Sibella and Beast,
Okay.
recognizing their shared struggle for freedom and acceptance.
This connection adds another layer of depth to Genevieve's character.
Yeah.
It's not just about duty or loyalty.
Right.
It's about empathy,
Yeah.
about understanding the pain and struggles of others.
And it's important to remember that we're still only getting glimpses into these characters' inner lives.
Right.
Lafevers is a master of revealing information gradually, allowing us to piece together the puzzle of their motivations and desires as the story unfolds.
It's what keeps me hooked. There's always something more to discover.
Always.
Another layer to peel back.
Yeah.
I'm eager to see how Beast's introduction will impact the narrative.
Me too.
Will he become an ally to Sibella and Genevieve?
Right.
Or will his untamed nature create more chaos and danger?
Those are excellent questions.
Yeah.
And the answers will likely surprise us.
Okay.
Remember, this is a world where alliances are constantly shifting.
Right.
Nothing is as it seems.
Right.
Trust is a precious commodity, and betrayal lurks around every corner.
Before we move on to the final part of our deep dive, there's one more development I'd like to discuss.
Yeah, what's that?
The truth about Pierre Galbraith.
Oh.
Sibella's brother is finally revealed.
Oh, boy.
Can you tell us more about this pivotal moment?
Absolutely. During a tense confrontation orchestrated by Sibella and Genevieve,
Okay.
Pierre's secret dealings with the regent are exposed.
Oh.
He's been working with her all along,
What?
betraying his king and his country for his own selfish gain.
That's cold.
This revelation throws the court into chaos and weakens the regent's carefully constructed facade of power.
It's a significant turning point in the story.
It is.
Sibella and Genevieve, despite facing seemingly insurmountable odds, are starting to gain ground.
Yeah.
Their actions are exposing the truth and dismantling the corrupt networks that have held them captive.
It speaks to their resilience, their resourcefulness, and their unwavering loyalty to each other.
Yeah.
They're a formidable force even when operating on separate fronts.
Right.
Their combined efforts are shaking the very foundations of the French court, and the consequences are sure to be dramatic.
This deep dive has been a whirlwind of emotions or intrigue. We've witnessed betrayal, sacrifice, and the fierce determination of two young women fighting for their lives and their freedom.
It's been quite a ride.
What's in store for them as the story reaches its climax?
I can't wait to see.
We'll find out in the final part of our episode. Okay, so we left off with, Pierre's treachery exposed, the regent's power waning,
Right.
and Beast, this, captivating figure,
Well,
poised to enter the fray. What happens next?
the revelation of Pierre's betrayal
Yeah.
sends shockwaves through the French court.
Yeah.
The king, though initially resistant, is forced to confront the depth of his sister's manipulations.
It must be a crushing realization
It is.
to see someone so close to you
Right.
engaged in such deceit. How does the king handle this betrayal?
Initially, he lashes out,
Okay.
consumed by anger and a wounded pride.
So he doesn't immediately turn on the regent?
No, he confronts his sister, demanding an explanation. But the regent, always cunning,
Yeah.
attempts to deflect blame,
Oh, no.
pointing the finger at Genevieve and Beast,
What?
painting them as the true threats to his authority.
So even in the face of undeniable evidence,
Right.
the regent continues to manipulate the situation,
He does.
trying to protect herself by further isolating Sibella and Genevieve.
Absolutely. It highlights the insidious nature of power,
Yeah.
how it can corrupt even the closest of bonds,
Yeah.
the king blinded by years of trust, and perhaps a reluctance to accept his sister's true nature,
Right.
hesitates to fully embrace the truth.
This hesitation creates a dangerous vacuum,
It does.
a space where chaos and violence can easily erupt.
Right.
What happens to Sibella and Genevieve as the court teeters on the brink of collapse?
They find themselves caught in the crossfire,
Oh, no.
their lives hanging in the balance.
Okay.
Sibella, driven by a fierce protectiveness towards her sisters
Yeah.
and a desire to break free from the court's suffocating control, hatches a daring plan
To do what?
to free Beast from his prison.
Wow.
She sees in him a powerful ally, someone who can help her fight against the forces aligned against her.
It's interesting that Sibella,
Yeah.
who has always relied on her own cunning and skills,
Mm-hmm.
is now willing to put her trust in someone like Beast.
It's a big step for her.
It suggests a shift in her perspective,
Yeah.
a recognition that she can't fight this battle alone.
And it speaks to the power of shared purpose.
Okay.
How common enemies can forge unlikely alliances.
Okay.
Sibella recognizes in Beast a shared sense of injustice,
Right.
a rage against those who have sought to control and exploit them.
Meanwhile, Genevieve,
Yes.
bound by the king's chain
Right.
and forced to operate within the confines of the court,
Mm-hmm.
focuses her efforts on protecting the queen,
Okay.
who is increasingly vulnerable
Yes.
as the regent's influence wanes. It's a delicate balancing act,
It is.
requiring diplomacy, subterfuge, and a keen understanding of the court's intricate power dynamics.
Genevieve's actions demonstrate her unwavering loyalty
Right.
and her deep compassion.
Yeah.
She recognizes the queen's innocence and understands the dangers she faces
Right.
as the court descends into chaos.
Yeah.
It's a testament to her strength and her ability to navigate complex moral dilemmas with grace and courage.
So we have Sibella driven by a primal need to protect her family, seeking to unleash a force of nature in beasts.
Right.
And Genevieve bound by duty and compassion,
Yeah.
working to shield the innocent from the fallout of this power struggle.
It's a lot.
It's a fascinating dichotomy. Two sides of the same coin.
It is.
Both fighting for justice,
Right.
but approaching it from vastly different angles.
And their separate paths converge
Where?
in a dramatic confrontation in the palace dungeons.
Oh, wow.
Sibella, with the help of Murad and other allies,
Okay.
infiltrates the dungeons determined to free Beast.
Okay.
The region, alerted to their presence, confronts them. Okay.
Bringing with her General Cassel and his elite guard.
Oh, boy.
The stage is set for a showdown, a clash between those seeking to uphold the corrupt status quo
Right.
and those fighting for freedom and justice.
It's a moment of heightened tension.
It is.
A clash between opposing forces that has been building throughout the narrative.
Yeah.
What happens when these worlds collide?
Chaos erupts as Beast, fueled by years of captivity and a burning rage against his captors, breaks free from his chains.
Wow.
His raw power unleashed against Cassel's men is a force of nature.
Wow.
Both terrifying and exhilarating to behold.
It's a powerful image.
It is.
Beast, a symbol of the wild, the untamed.
Yeah.
Breaking free from his chains and challenging the authority of those who sought to control him.
It must be a turning point in the story.
Yeah.
A moment where the established order is shaken to its core.
And within this chaos, Sibella and Genevieve find themselves fighting.
Yes.
Not just for their own survival.
But for the future of the court, for the balance of power,
Right.
for the very soul of the kingdom. It's a lot of weight to carry on their shoulders.
A lot of weight.
How do they navigate this perilous landscape?
They rely on their unique skills,
Okay.
their unwavering loyalty to each other, and their deep understanding of the forces at play.
Okay.
Sibella, a master of stealth and deadly precision,
Yeah.
utilizes her training to protect her allies and dismantle the region's network of power.
Okay.
Genevieve, a skilled manipulator and strategist,
Right.
uses her knowledge of the court's intricate workings to expose the truth and sway the king towards justice.
It's a testament to their strength, their resilience,
Yes.
and their refusal to be pawns in a game orchestrated by others.
They are taking control.
They're taking control of their own destinies.
Absolutely.
Shaping the narrative rather than being shaped by it.
And their efforts lead to a final confrontation
Oh, wow.
in the palace courtyard. Beast, enraged by Cassel's cruelty and the injustice of his captivity, is poised to unleash his full fury. Genevieve, desperate to prevent further bloodshed,
Okay.
and knowing that violence alone will not bring lasting change,
Right.
takes a daring gamble.
It sounds like a pivotal moment.
It is.
A crossroads where the fate of the kingdom hangs in the balance.
Yeah.
What does Genevieve do?
She steps forward
Wow.
into the heart of the conflict,
Wow.
risking the king's wrath and the uncertainty of Beast's untamed power.
It's a courageous act to stand against those in power.
It is.
To speak truth to authority.
Yeah.
Especially when the consequences could be dire. Does the king listen?
He does.
Wow.
The king, confronted with irrefutable evidence of his sister's treachery, witnesses Beast's raw power,
Right.
and hears Genevieve's impassioned pleas, is finally forced to make a choice, and he chooses justice.
Wow.
He denounces his sister, stripping her of her power and banishing her from court. Cassel, his authority shattered and his lies exposed,
Right.
flees his fate uncertain.
It's a victory for Sibella, Genevieve, and Beast.
It is.
A triumph of truth and justice over corruption and deceit.
Right.
But it comes at a cost.
It does.
They've survived.
Yeah.
They've exposed the darkness that threatened to consume the kingdom, but they've also endured unimaginable hardship and loss. It's a bittersweet victory.
Yeah.
A reminder that even in the face of triumph, scars remain.
And it's in the aftermath of this battle that we see the true strength of these characters.
Okay.
They've been broken and tested, but they emerge from the fire forged anew.
Yeah.
Their bonds strengthened by shared experience and sacrifice.
So what becomes of them?
Well,
Do they return to the convent, to the life they once knew?
their journeys continue,
Okay.
but their paths diverge.
Okay.
Sibella, her sister safe and her ties to her former life severed,
Right.
chooses to embrace her independence,
Okay.
her unique skills, and the boundless possibilities that lie before her. She walks away from the confines of the court a symbol of female strength and resilience, ready to carve her own destiny in a world that often seeks to define her.
And Genevieve.
Yes.
What becomes of the woman who navigated the treacherous court with such skill, who used her intellect and compassion to protect those she cared for,
Yeah.
even at great personal risk?
Genevieve, freed from the king's chain and the burdens of her past,
Yeah.
finds solace in the company of those who understand her,
Okay.
those who have walked similar paths.
Right.
She embraces the bonds of sisterhood forged in the fires of adversity,
Yeah.
finding strength in shared experience and a sense of belonging that transcends the confines of blood ties.
In Beast, what becomes of the man who was imprisoned, betrayed,
Right.
and ultimately unleashed his fury upon those who sought to control him?
Beast, his rage spent and his spirit wounded,
Right.
finds peace in a world that accepts him for who he is.
Okay.
A world where his strength and connection to nature are valued, not feared. He retreats from the confines of society, seeking solace in the wilds, a testament to the healing power of nature and the enduring strength of the human spirit.
This deep dive has been quite a journey.
I know, right?
We've explored the hidden world of the convent, delved into the treacherous depths of the French court,
Right.
and witnessed the clash between power and justice,
Yeah.
control and freedom.
It's been intense.
Through it all, Sibella and Genevieve have captivated us with their strength,
Yeah.
their resilience, and their unwavering loyalty to each other.
It's a story that reminds us that even in the darkest of times,
Yeah.
hope can flicker, alliances can shift, and the courage to defy expectations can lead to unexpected paths of healing and redemption.
Yeah.
It's a story about the power of human connection,
Right.
the complexities of loyalty and betrayal, and the enduring strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into grave mercy.
This was so fun.
We hope you've enjoyed exploring this fascinating world with us.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Keep diving.
Keep questioning.
Keep questioning.
And keep seeking the hidden truths that lie beneath the surface.